Leave it be. Get your lazy behind out here and put that trunk up in the back.
Oh, no, we've got it.
It's very heavy. She don't mind. She's short and skinny, but she's strong. Her first baby come out sideways. She didn't scream or nothing.
Isn't that something?
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Rhythm Section Podcast, where we spotlight the greater Memphis and North Mississippi music community by sharing the stories of our amazing artists. Produced by SRP Studios, elevating brand visibility and credibility for business using podcast marketing. Go to srpstudiosllc.com for a free consultation.
New episodes drop on Apple and Spotify every Wednesday morning. You can also catch us on YouTube and Facebook at 6 p.m. Central every Wednesday. Go to therhythmsectionpod.com for all other information.
And today's episode is sponsored in part by Boba Cream. Boba Cream is a veteran-owned, family-friendly business serving delicious boba tea and desserts with a commitment to quality and customer satisfaction.
They are located at 131 West Commerce Street in Hernando, Mississippi. Business hours are Tuesday through Friday, 3 to 8 p.m., Saturday, 11 to 8 p.m., and Sunday, noon to 5 p.m.
Now that Boba Cream is open on Sundays, they are serving food on that day, including pork adobo and pork spare ribs. Again, lunch plates on every Sunday. They are also our one location for TRS merchandise. Go to Boba Cream and check out our shirts, hats, mugs, tumblers, and free stickers. Go to msbobacream.com for more information. Now, also sponsored in part by Hadley's Bar and Grill. Join Hadley's as the Christmas for the Kids benefit drive kicks off its 2023 campaign this month with an annual 12 days of giving events. Now, we're going to go ahead and cover the first week of December. There's a lot of stuff going on, so we're just going to keep rolling and giving you a handful of dates as they pop up. So all of these are at Hadley's, and we got December 1st, Landslide, which is a Fleetwood Mac cover band. December 2nd, the return of Kevin and Bethany. As we record this, they just played there for their debut show. December 3rd, Santa's Sunday Fun Day Party. December 6th, Dirty Santa Party with Island 45.
Okay, then.
And on the 8th, Anthony Quarter with Fevertree.
Rocco Walls.
That's right. So again, all of those shows and dates are at Hadley's.
Yeah, this will be Hadley's 8th year to be involved and ready to hit the ground running with significant events until December the 23rd. Thank you, Rick Hale, for all you do for the kids.
Yes, so go to Facebook, find Hadley's Bar and Grill, follow that page. Then go find Rick Hale, and Rick is spelled R-I-K.
Yep.
Follow his page, and then you will have all the information you need. So check that out.
If you don't know who Rick is, he'll be the one standing up there telling you to shut up and listen when you get to these events.
Oh, trying to be nice over here.
Oh, he gets your attention.
Yes, he does. He does. Well, what's up, Jeff? How are you, sir?
Man, I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm great. Sometimes when I run off 4 hours of sleep, some days it's not good. Other days, feeling a little peppy this morning. But So what we have coming up today, we are playing our interview with Kenny Francis, a longtime friend of yours, correct, Jeff?
I've known Kenny since the 89, 90 time frame.
And because of this show and through you, I'm now getting to know him, and he's become a good friend.
Absolutely.
He's an old school Memphis music ambassador.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we put him under that moniker, if you will. Next week, we have Troy Isom from Headband.
Love it.
Looking forward to that one.
Yep.
Down the pipe, Lance Binder, Michael McClenny, and wrapping up our season is going to be Chris DiBaldo, formerly of Saliva.
Yes.
So you want to check that one out. So, okay, Jeff, we have a special intro today, don't we?
Yep, we do.
I'll set you up, Jeff, and I'll let you, basically, as we've done in the past season, sometimes we have some guests pop in during our intro to give them five to 7 minutes to promote something. That way we can remain, within the timeline.
Great Scott!
Right? You came to me with this. We have Matt Montgomery.
Yep.
And Mark, what's your last name?
Lucchesi.
Oh, that's right. You're the brother. Yeah. So Mark Lucchesi are in here to talk about Adam. So, Jeff, I'll pitch this to you now, and I'll let you know how, because Matt, you reached out to Jeff first, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and there's not a whole lot for me to say other than what you just said. Matt reached out, and I've seen posts all over Facebook about Adam, and he's obviously very well known in the Memphis music community. Evidently, he knows Jeff Cobble, for which I must apologize for immediately. But no, we love you, Jeff. He's a guitar luthier, so if you're a guitar player in Memphis, odds are you've had some experience with him, and he is currently fighting something. Honestly, I don't think we know yet what's really going on, but he's sick, and Matt Montgomery stepped up to set up a benefit for him. So, Matt, tell us what you want to tell us, and then we can tell everyone about the benefit and get more
Welcome
specific.
to the show, Matt and Mark.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely.
So, Minglewood Hall is going to be the place we're doing it.
Okay.
It's going to be December 17th, starting about 3 o'clock, going to go till 7, 8 o'clock.
Okay.
We got 3 different bands coming. We got silent auctions.
Okay.
We're going to have raffles. I think we just figured out the raffle is going to be, if you show up between 3 and 4, when the doors open, you get a free raffle ticket for every person that shows.
All right. And I know you told me what the raffle is for. I'm not a guitar player, so it doesn't mean a whole lot to me, but tell the people what you're raffling off.
So it's going to be a Honey Badger amp that Square Wave Audio builds.
Now, Bruce Key has one.
Mm-hmm.
And he made a Facebook video a while back playing one. That's a Badger.
That's
right?
it. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Joe Bonamassa's got one now.
Oh.
And are these from you?
Me and Nathan.
Okay.
So, yeah,
you're the man, dude.
So
awesome.
If you don't show up between 3 and 4 for the free raffle ticket, what will a raffle ticket cost you?
Be $10.
$10 per raffle ticket.
Save $10, y'all.
These amps are not cheap. This is not something that's inexpensive. So your raffle tickets will help to cover that.
It pays to show up.
It does.
Absolutely.
Be timely, y'all.
And you must be present to win.
Absolutely.
That means don't come in early, pay your $10, and then leave.
Nope.
We want you to stay and hear the music. We want you to stay and support everything that's going on with this thing.
Y'all better listen to Jeff.
I'm telling you, man.
Well, now let's bring up Mark here. You are Adam's brother.
Yes, sir.
Right. So please tell us more about Adam. Tell us what's going on. I would gather you know the most right now, correct?
Well, Matt knows a lot as well, but Adam, of course, like you said, is well known in the Memphis music community. People know him from, his time at Guitar Center, Martin Music, and anyone who has ever brought any, guitar or bass to him for any kind of work, be it set up or whatnot. Even people that I know, they'll say, man, this instrument plays 1,000,000 times better than it did before, because he's just, a master at that craft. He just is. And, he's, like I say, he's ill. We don't know exactly what it is at this point.
So when's the next time he gets looked at?
The November 29th.
Okay.
The next doctor's appointment. And again, like I say, Matt kind of spearheaded all these events we're doing, the GoFundMe page, this event at Minglewood, to try to, help him out, financially during this time.
The medical bills are just, they'll bankrupt you.
Yeah, and he's had to also slow down his guitar repair, business as of recently, because he just can't physically crank out the product in a timely fashion in as many as he used to be able to do in a day or a week or whatnot, and things of that nature. So he's kind of taking a financial hit there because that's his other source of income.
If we've discovered anything, Jeff, we've always seen it, but this show opened up a lot of things about how this community pulls together for benefits. I mean, it's second to none.
Memphis is great about that.
Yeah.
Every time. One thing that we didn't mention, who are the 3 bands that are playing?
We're going to have Allen Mack Myers Moore, Stopgap Solutions, and Fevertree.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome, man. We recently were supposed to have a Stopgap guy in here for an interview, and I screwed that up and told everybody how sorry I was for that in the last episode. So, but yeah, that's awesome, man. That's 3 incredible bands: the Rocco Waltz Band, Stopgap Solution, and the other one you named,
Mr. Rocco Waltz.
Yes, Mr. Rocco Waltz.
Oh, yeah, it's Cabbage. That's my nickname for him.
Yeah.
And if you don't know, you don't know. But if you do know, you know.
Everybody knows that's really the Tim Dills Band.
Well, awesome. Are we missing anything or
anything you want to add?
We need some more silent auction items.
Oh, yes.
So if anybody's got anything that they want to auction off, donate, get a hold of me, reach me out on Facebook.
Yeah. And it doesn't have to be music related.
Not at all.
It's just the goal of this thing is to raise money to help offset medical bills and that sort of thing. So while this is obviously a music supported event, it doesn't have to be musical instruments or music related to auction off to make money.
Yeah.
You can auction off a picture of Derrick and get 50 cents.
We're trying to raise money.
Yeah. So yeah, anything.
But gentlemen, and remind me of this before y'all leave. We're going to give you some merch. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll put some merch in the pot.
Thank you.
Well, that's great. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you got it. You got it. So, all right. Do you guys want to hear me and Jeff make fun of ourselves?
I don't see why not.
All right. So, it's well known that we're pretty bad with names, and I've publicly apologized several times on this microphone. Shara Lane's kind of what pops in my mind the most because when we were talking about her, I said Shara probably 10 times.
Yep.
I called Lashonda. I can't remember this so many. Well, last week, we were talking about Doug McMinn.
Right.
Great drummer, been here forever. Everybody knows him. He's very popular. And his name came up because he plays in Roxy Love. And last week we were talking about Andy and Tracy McCullough. So that's why Doug's name came up.
And his name's not even that difficult. I don't know what happened.
So I actually pulled a clip from last week's episode. I'm going to play you a clip, and then we're going to dissect this. This is a conversation me and Jeff had for our friend Doug McMinn. You know, that's how I got to know the band. They'd had me sit in a couple times. Doug, is it McGinn?
I think it's McGinn. I could be screwing that up.
Yeah, no, it's definitely Doug. I know it's Doug, but it's not McQuinn. It's McGinn.
From now on, just say Doug.
Doug, it's just Doug. Yeah. Doug's easy. So I just thought it'd be funny to play that. So, Mr. Doug McMinn, another public apology.
Yes.
To you, sir, for just botching your name.
Right. And everyone don't get used to these apologies.
You know,
it's not going to happen.
That's how I got to know the band.
Okay.
I didn't mean to do that. A couple times, Doug.
What's going on?
Is it McGinn? I swear to God, I don't know what happened. And my board just went haywire.
We should probably stop and move on now.
Oh, I know what we need to do.
There we go. Yeah.
We need to talk about our band sponsors, Jeff.
Yep.
And we got a lot to cover here, so let's we're going to rock and roll here. So, want to start off with Sean?
Yeah.
Go for it, brother.
Yeah, Sean Few, formerly known as Neil's Music Room, Saturday, November the 25th from 8 to...
So I went to move the fader, and my pinky tapped the button. Apparently, a very sensitive button.
Take two.
And we don't edit, y'all. I told you we're goofy up in here. Mark and Matt came in all nervous, and now they can't stop laughing at us.
Formerly known as Neil's Music Room, Saturday, November the 25th from 8 to midnight. Sean's Bring Me Some Figgy Pudding at Hadley's Pub, Sunday, December the 10th. That's going to be all four of Sean's bands. The Christmas Quartet featuring formerly known as 6 Feet Thunder, the Lost 45s, and Contraband. Time and lineup order is to be determined. Collierville Christmas Special at the Herald Theater, Sunday, December the 3rd, featuring Sean Few, Charlene, Chelsea Chandler, Bruce Key, Josh Haynes, David Haynes, Michael McClenny, and many more. Follow Sean on Facebook at sean.few.7.
You know what's great? I charge Sean per word.
Yeah.
So, man, he's
paying a lot of money.
All right, next up, Seeing Red. We're going to push their New Year's Eve date. Y'all save that date. Seeing Red will be performing at the Peabody New Year's Eve party. Save the date and make those plans now to dance your way into the 2024 season with Seeing Red. General admissions and VIP package tickets are on sale now. Go to PeabodyMemphis.com and grab some tickets before they sell out. Now, they also have a monthly residency at Lafayette's. These are all Saturday and at 10 p.m. starts. December 2nd, January 13th, February 10th. Again, Saturday, 10 p.m. for all three of those dates. You can follow and learn more about Seeing Red at seeingredband.com.
And
Next,
our wonderful friends in Area 51, they will be at Neil's Music Room Friday, November 24th from 8 to midnight. They'll be at Lafayette's Saturday, November 25th from 6 to 9. And Rock House Live Collierville Friday, December the 1st.
It's about time I'm not the one.
From 9 to 1. Follow Area 51 on Facebook at Area 51 Memphis.
Yeah,
that was painful.
No, that was fun. We have fun up here, I tell you that. So, all right, now this is when we move in to spotlight the hero of this episode, and that is our friend Kenny Francis. So, tell us. I have some things that we spoke about in this show that you can expect, but you've known him forever, Jeff. So let us know and let us in on who Kenny Francis is.
Well, Kenny and I became friends back in the late 80s, early part of the 90s. We both at the time were ambassadors. We both drum teched. I drum teched for Dan Fowler of Disturbance, and Kenny drum teched for Roxy Blue, Scotty Trammell. And we just met through those channels. And my most vivid memories of hanging out with Kenny were at Rascals. You've always heard us talk about that venue.
Yep.
So that was where we hung out the most and did our thing. But yeah, the interview gets a little more in depth. We talk about, his love of cars.
Mustangs in particular. And what is he's got a very specific Mustang, right?
Yeah, it's
a
the
Bullet?
the Bullet Mustang from the Steve McQueen movie. But his is a more updated, modern version. Ford has released multiple designs of that car,
but still a limited amount.
Yeah, right? Always. Limited. Only one color, green. So we talked about all that stuff.
He does a lot of car shows, and randomly he reached out and was like, "Hey, do you have a logo board or a sign or anything?" I was like, "Yes, I do." And it's, I don't know, it's a foam board. I would say it's 4x2 or 3x2. I actually got it for my ribbon cutting, and it's me and Jeff's cartoon faces and heads with our logo on it.
Yeah.
With a little stand and everything. I was like, dude, keep it.
Yeah.
And he puts it up.
He's nice
in front of the car.
Yeah.
Sometimes you put it on the engine.
Right.
I was like, that's awesome, man.
Promote the podcast for us, and we certainly appreciate that.
I give you and him some story time.
Yeah.
You guys start reminiscing on some old days, and I thought that was really interesting. And he tells us some pretty in-depth behind-the-scenes stuff when he was on the road, and out with these guys and driving these trucks and teching for Roxy Blue, being out on the road. And he's been a truck driver as his employment for years.
Yeah, and he's always posting photos on Facebook of him driving through whatever state.
And he's long haul.
Oh yeah,
he's gone 12 days home too.
Yeah,
that's his schedule.
It's a tough way to make a living.
Been doing it forever. And his poor wife Tina.
Yep.
Hello, Tina.
Yep.
If you're listening, real sweetheart. Yeah, she's. Well, I don't know. It could have been a good thing she didn't have to be around her husband so much. I don't know.
Yeah.
It
works for some people. I'd go crazy. My wife takes care of me, so I want her home.
She has you.
Yes.
All the time.
Yes, she does.
You're on the other end of that spectrum. Yeah. You are, air quotes, retired.
She probably wishes I'd go drive a truck. So. That's so ridiculous.
And you have not learned this yet, Jeff?
I know.
What we do up in here?
All right. Look, one last thing. Yeah. I just want to mention for this benefit for Adam. We're always telling you this time of year to get out and support Christmas for the kids and just give and help. Well, Adam needs your help too. December the 17th, Minglewood Hall. Doors at 3:00. Music starts at 4:30 until. And get out and support this guy and support another member of the Memphis music family that needs it.
Yes.
Matt, thank you for being here.
Thanks for having us.
We appreciate you guys, Matt and Mark.
Yep.
Thank you.
And get there early, 3:00, 3 to 4, free raffle tickets. Get on that.
Get you a honey badger.
And so thanks for joining us, guys.
Thanks for having us.
We hope this works out as best as possible for Adam.
Yeah, and
We're
please
for y'all.
Give us information as you get it on his health.
Yeah.
We'd love to know, and we can let our audience know. And, of course, you guys are always posting on Facebook. So,
and to the audience, thank you for being here as always.
Always.
Check out the rhythmsectionpod.com.
Yep.
Facebook is at 881 followers last I checked. And our Instagram page is nearing 80.
Yeah.
So let's get those numbers up. I would like to see a K behind the Facebook number.
Yeah, it's coming.
A 1 and then a K. That'd be really cool.
That'd be nice.
So again, thanks for being with us. Hope
Always.
you enjoy our interview with Kenny Francis. Check it out, Jeff. We got our friend Kenny Francis in the studio with us this morning.
He's my friend. He's not our friend.
That's right. Well, he's mine now. All right. We are studio door code official friends here.
There you go.
What I do know is when this thing first started firing up, Kenny was one of the first guys you reached out to, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So here we are finally.
Long time coming.
Yes.
Thank you guys. This is pretty cool. This is an honor.
Oh, dude, we love having you and everybody that donates their time to come in here and be silly with us.
And you're among an elite list of people because you too were canceled by us.
Yeah.
Or by me,
Right.
I should say.
There's 10 or 12 of you out there that you were
fired.
scheduled, and then we said, nope, never mind.
And we put your name in a hat and we drew you out. Like, okay, we gotta get Kenny back in here.
Yep.
We took the time to write it on a piece of paper, so we might as well.
Absolutely.
So you're when we interviewed Steve Owens, not a musician.
Nope.
Or even, I don't know if you might play guitar in the background, but you're not.
I wish.
Both, so no musician, but you're an integral part of the community, and deep into the history
Yeah.
of all these guests that we have in here and all the stories about Stage Stop and Rascals and all these bands. So that's why Jeff reached out to you, right?
Yeah,
So you know
absolutely.
each other from back in the day.
What,
And
89 maybe that we met?
Yeah, I moved here in 87, so not far.
Yeah.
okay,
after
let's
that.
start right there. So where are you from?
Born in Memphis. Lived in Memphis till probably 5, 6. My mom remarried, and he joined the Air Force. And I spent the next 12, 15 years traveling the world.
Wow.
Started in Biloxi for his basic training, then flew to Italy for 3 years,
Wow.
California for 3 years, back to Italy for 3 years,
Wow.
and then ended
shit.
up back in Biloxi, where that's where I graduated high school, and then moved up to Memphis
Okay.
in 87.
So I couldn't do that quick math. How old were you when you moved here in 87?
18.
So prime age to jump into that music scene in 87. Still, I mean, that's heart of that 80s, right? I know there's mid 80s, but
Oh yeah, no, things were
You know.
this town was absolutely in a full swing. at
Yeah.
that time.
yeah.
And my parents were Christians, so I knew nothing about the music industry.
Yeah.
I knew nothing about rock and roll.
Nothing.
Nothing. My first tape was the 87 Whitesnake record.
Oh no, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
That's fascinating.
It
That
is.
had you heard of Whitesnake? I mean, did you know enough to know who Kiss was? If
No.
someone said Kiss, you
Well, I take that back. You know, the Crazy Nights
Yeah.
CD. That was my introduction to Kiss.
So-
I
Wow.
knew nothing from.
so your parents were a bit strict.
Yeah.
It seems.
Yeah.
My daughter's heard the F-bomb since she left the body. So we put that on the other end of the spectrum, you know?
Right. So when I moved up here, I did all the first.
Okay.
So
Wow, that's cool.
That's
yeah.
awesome. So
If you can imagine what that all the first are.
when you dove into this scene, ba-dum-ching.
I mean, I think you know what he did.
When you dove into the scene here, were they upset about that, or was it just you were grown and you said, "I'm just doing my thing"? And
Yeah, but did you become rebellious?
No, because I found out later that my parents sent me up to Memphis just so I could start my life because they were fixing to be stationed in Texas.
Okay.
And they
You were tired of moving, I
yeah,
gather. Yeah.
yeah. But so they sent me up and I lived with my grandparents for I forget how many years, a long time.
Yeah.
And I moved up here, grew my hair out,
Sounds rebellious.
tattoo, all that stuff.
And, a little bit of
Yeah.
a little bit of that.
Yeah.
So, so your first cassette.
Cursette.
I'm not even playing squirrel sound
No.
yet. It's too early for that. Cut myself some slack on that.
There'll be
But
plenty of opportunities for that.
had to play something though. So let's move into getting into the Memphis scene,
All
you know,
right.
because now you're fresh. You're just a music virgin rolling in here
Yeah.
to Memphis in 87. How do you end up just going out? I know you grow your hair long. You're super rebellion. What bar is like the first place you go to? What's the first kind of band and bands that entered your lexicon?
First music experience was Tora Tora.
No kidding.
Nice.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Where at?
At the warehouse they used to play at that was owned by Keith Douglas's dad down on Southern.
And Keith Douglas is lead guitar player.
Lead
for
guitar
Tora
player.
Tora.
Yeah.
The warehouse is legendary. I
is.
never went there, but it's legendary.
Yeah. I mean, I went with some friends from work there, and they said, we got to check this band out. They are just killer. So I went with them down Southern in front of the Coliseum, and we pull into this warehouse district, and there's just cars lined up forever. Like, oh my God, what is this? Walk in, paid my $5, and walk in, and there's Tora Tora in all their glory. You know,
And we're talking 87. Is that like, I wouldn't say peak Tora, but were they on all cylinders? Just,
I mean, they weren't recognized by any national people yet.
oh, so this is before label.
Yeah, this is
Gotcha.
way
Okay.
before label.
Okay.
So
I should know their label dates because we've had them all in here. But
Honestly,
Right.
I can't remember them either. But this was pre Battle of the Bands winning that thing and taking them to that next level.
I don't know because I wasn't
Yeah.
that involved yet. So I don't know if this was before or after or what. But yeah, they're set up on top of 55-gallon drums, and John's on the highest level.
Yeah.
You know,
I heard you guys talking about that the other
Right.
night.
so extremely high drum riser.
Yeah. Yeah, like a rock star should be, you know. And then
And probably not the safest drum riser ever either.
No, I think it was like 55-gallon drums and plywood. I think that was just to make it somewhat stable.
Right.
But, they had a huge homemade metal Tora sign right above John's head, which was, wasn't safe. But anyway.
Probably weighed 300 pounds.
Yeah.
So what was that experience like?
It was amazing.
Yeah.
I was, a virgin to this thing,
Yeah.
So it blew me away.
Right.
And
It's
then,
a great first band.
Yeah.
No question.
Yeah.
You could have seen a band that turned it off for you. Oh, fuck Memphis. This sucks.
Right.
But
And this is the
from what I hear, that back in that day, you could trip into any bar and you're going to have amazing music. So
yeah, this was like the rock to roll era,
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, how I basically got started in all this teching stuff was these same friends took me to this house in East Memphis, and the parents of the lead singer of this band was nice enough to let him have the garage.
Okay.
So he turned the garage into a whole band room. And that was, I don't know if you remember Toys.
I vaguely remember
It
them.
was Mike Dover,
Okay.
Jeff Stein, Brian Wiley, and Sam Baroni.
Okay.
Still in contact with Mike Dover often.
Cool.
I don't know where the other three guys are.
So this is the first band that you start.
First local band I actually became friends with.
Right.
And they said, hey, would you want to help us with shows? I'm like, yeah, sure. Why not?
Were you getting close with them because you just were going to more of their shows? Did you enjoy them as a band and that's why they got to know you because you're showing up?
That and we instantly hit it off. We clicked. And
I can say that's about Fevertree for us, me and Jeff.
Yeah.
We love all the other bands too. I've clicked with others, individuals and stuff, but as a whole band, Fevertree.
Well,
shout out to our buddies, Fevertree.
And back at this same time that Kenny's doing this, I had a similar reaction with a band called Disturbance. You've heard me talk about them.
Yep.
Kenny became good friends with those guys as well. And that's how he and I met.
Yep.
And
we're not getting to you for another 20 minutes, Jeff.
I don't want to. I'm just telling you that, that's that was the time.
No. It's a joke, but the interview notes I put together, bullet point number 2, story time with Jeff. And I definitely want to get there, but
right.
We're talking about the origins.
Shut up,
Right.
Mike.
Oh, thank you. Yes.
You're slow.
Shut up, man.
Yeah, I deserve that. All right, Kenny. So how does it move forward with Toys, you said?
Toys, TOYZ.
Oh, of course. Of course, you had the Z.
Mike had a, killer plexiglass Ludwig John Bonham style kit. And it was just like, man, this is awesome. And then from there, it moved to Sweet Cheetah,
I remember them.
then Thrust.
I love them.
Yep.
Shout out to David Flexer.
Yep.
Tracy Rubel.
Yeah.
And rest in peace, Ty.
Yeah.
Love you.
Billy.
Billy Little.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then from there, it kind of branched off to when Everybody's Nightmare moved to town. Roxy Blue started. I started mingling with those bands.
Yep.
And by this time, you're pretty well known in the area because you're showing up and helping.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Well, there was a flight of stairs at Rascals. And if you carried gear up those stairs, you were automatically beloved by the community.
Don't worry, Kenny will get it.
Yeah, I'll get it. Don't worry about it.
But that's awesome. So you've become the Memphis roadie, if you will, or, you know, just that hand, that fucking bud that just comes in and helps and supports. And again, that's paralleled with Steve Owens in a huge way. Because that's how he shows up in a lot of different ways, and that's one of them.
Yeah.
Right. And just hanging with all those bands, like Tim Dills had Johnny Gray and Dots.
Yeah.
And there was a big warehouse building behind the Pence District. It was like 3 or 4 stories. And it was like Dots, Sweet Cheetah, Jade.
I remember Jade.
And one other band Tim told me the other night, I can't remember the name of the band, but it was like they would share PA lights. So whoever wanted to do a show, they'd move their stuff up or down the next floor. And they just put on a big show.
You know who the lead guitar player in Jade was?
Travis Hall.
Yes, sir. One of my favorite people on the planet, and one of the
Mine too.
most amazing guitar players I've ever seen.
Mine too.
Well, Jeff's face is lightening up right now. So this is a great place to segue. You know,
story time.
Now let's the origin story, but you two coming into each other's world.
Do you remember where we met? I don't remember specifically.
I don't.
I mean, it had to either be Night Moves or Rascals.
Had to have been.
Because those were the 2 main places that I stayed. I mean, I hit the Stage Stop occasionally back then.
Yeah.
But it was mostly Night Moves and Rascals for me, and that was mainly because I got free beer.
How old are you? 18?
With me, it was
you guys the same age?
He's a year older than me, I think.
I'm 54.
Yeah, I'm 53.
And as we record this, again,
Great Scott!
We went to a Fevertree Fast Mothers show Friday. Right. And we're recording on this on Sunday, October 1st. And Kenny, you say our buddy Jeff over here had a good time?
Yeah, it wasn't
free beer.
Putting it mildly, yeah.
Anyways, I don't want to.
I was speaking Bourbonese.
It was, do you want a bourbon? You want a bourbon? You want a bourbon? I'll get a bourbon. You want a bourbon?
All right. So that's a sidebar. We'll get back to that. So Night Moves and Rascals.
Right. And that was just, and to my knowledge now, I'm not sure about this, but Roxy Blue was the band that you really got involved with and teching and helping.
Yeah. They were like once I hit with Roxy Blue, all other bands fell away.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Todd was like, you're my guy.
Right.
And that's it. You can't, I think I did a thrush show and he got mad at me.
So Roxy Blue, that was it?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So let's talk about.
Yeah. I mean, Scotty T, you worked with him.
Well, I mean, I don't want to, I'm sorry. I want to talk about this.
Okay.
But I don't want to race straight out of story time with Jeff here. So,
okay.
So you guys hang out?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw each other at those 2 clubs all the time, and it was either he was helping with a band and this would have been pre-Roxy, of course, but he would have been helping. Did you help with 9 Days Wonder? Did you do anything with him? No. And I was always helping with Disturbance, and Kenny was helping with whoever was playing at the venue.
Any shows where you were both on the same bill? And
I don't think there were that I remember.
Did Disturbance open up for Roxy at Night Moves at all?
I honestly don't remember.
That was Play Rough. Yeah. No, I take that back.
My boy Jimmy Fulp.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Disturbance played the Daisy.
Yeah.
I can't remember if that was their headlining show or if they opened up. I just remember doing that show.
Yeah. But as far as Kenny and I just hanging out together, it was just passing one another,
right, okay.
Helping bands.
Yeah.
That's how it really happened. And I mean, we always, if we were at the same venue, we were hanging out and talking.
So you weren't rival roadies?
No, there was no rivalry.
That had your territory?
No, not at all. No, it was especially, man, like I said earlier, Rascals. If you were willing to carry gear up those stairs, everybody loved you.
Right.
Did everybody love you, Jeff?
Oh, they did. Yeah.
Okay, so you stepped up and carried shit up the steps.
I made myself very accessible to carrying shit up those stairs, and it sucked.
So apparently Jeff set the bar because I'm guessing he was the first one to carry shit up those steps. And everyone's like, we're going to call that the Jeff Ward move. And then everyone loves him now. So he knows firsthand, Kenny. So eventually everyone loved you, right?
I thought
you carrying shit up those steps.
I think so. I think so.
Well, the steps is that's the litmus test. That's
I mean, it was a literal second-story flight straight up. I don't know what the degree of angle it was, but it was steep.
Remind me what area of town Rascals
Midtown.
That's
right. So like Madison Square style?
It's directly across from Lafayette.
Yeah, the building is still there. It's just not called Rascals anymore.
Is it what's local? Is it the place called Local now?
I believe it is.
Is it that red brick building on the corner?
Yeah.
Yeah, the two or three story, two stories.
Which they eliminated that door, didn't they?
I think so.
Yeah, so right there on the bottom level, it's Local. Is the name. And I think it's still that.
Used to be Yosemite Sam.
Yeah.
Okay. So that bottom level was Rascals or...
No, the top level was Rascals.
Yep.
Hence the stairs, Derek. Okay, now.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's time.
It was a separate bar downstairs.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. So then Roxy Blue.
Yep.
Jeff, I'm going to turn you
enough
back
of
off
me.
now.
I'm out.
No, because that's very interesting, and I didn't know that. As I'm getting to know you, obviously there's so much to talk about with your past here. So I think that's a big deal that you become Roxy Blues guy.
Yes.
Not a blues guy.
Right.
But
it was me, Pugsley, Kevin May.
And that's Bat Crew guys?
Yeah.
Oh, so you're part of a team.
Yeah, it was a team early on. Yeah. It was me, Kevin, Brian Bogan, called him Bruiser, and then Darren Cranford.
Damn, they have quite the crew.
Yeah. Called him Rude Dog. But it was the four of us, and we were
guys.
We were the Blue Crew,
Yeah.
Nice. The Blue Crew.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Did you have set roles, or was it all hands on deck? Just what's needed when
I was
needed?
drum tech. Darren was guitar, and Kevin and Bruiser Kevin was more like the stage guy. Like this goes there, that goes there, and
Mm-hmm.
And then Bruiser was more the muscle.
Good nickname.
Yeah. That's
so
great.
where all did you get to go with that band? Because I know they did a lot of stuff at that time. Did you hit the road with them and go to multiple places?
Once some was released, it's a weird thing because I wasn't able to go with them at the beginning.
Sure.
Because of money.
Understand.
So they started in LA, I think, and then worked their way around. They played like Milwaukee Summerfest, which I didn't do. Then they worked their way down to Florida and then up to Maryland, which Pugsley called me. He goes, "Hey, get a plane ticket because you're coming."
Right.
And Scotty T was like, I'm not doing this anymore without Kenny.
Yeah. That's cool.
So I got on a flight, flew there the next day, met up with him in Maryland, and stayed with them the rest of the way till back to LA.
And what year was this? In
92, 93.
So is they're touring their big album? Mm-hmm. What's the tour? Where are we at album wise?
It was their first album. It was a 3-band bill with Babylon AD as headliner, and then a band called Wildside.
Okay.
Which that band should have been bigger. They were They were killer.
Where was Roxy on the bill?
They were second.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you fly to, where was it? Maryland?
Baltimore. Yeah.
Baltimore, Maryland. Get off the plane. They pick you up, kidnap you. Really?
Yeah.
What are we looking at there? What's
show,
that first day, first show?
It was, that show was pretty uneventful. But then the next day they played MTV. They spent a whole day on MTV.
That's kind of jumping into the fire.
Yeah. And funny story is, my second day on the tour, we just finished loading the truck, getting on the bus. Do you remember Metal Edge magazine?
Oh, yeah.
Jerry Miller?
Yep.
Anyway, she comes on the bus, and she's got this stack of papers and documents and stuff. She sets them down on top of the truck keys. When she leaves, she takes everything with her. And we can't find the truck keys.
Oh, no.
I'm like, great, I'm fired.
You were the keeper of the keys, were you?
I was designated to drive the truck that
the
night.
key master. Shout out to Ghostbusters.
Lord. Yeah.
Love you.
So this was obviously before cell phones.
Right.
So me and Pugsley get in the yellow pages or the white pages, and we call every Jerry Miller in the book.
Every Jerry Miller in the book. How many are there?
A lot.
Were there any me shows in that book?
Finally, we found her, and we asked her, said, "You have a set of keys with you?" She's in her big New York accent. She's, "Oh my God, I have them."
Nice accent there.
Thanks.
Good job.
So we get a taxi all the way to her house.
Are you from Long Island? Man, that sounded.
Forget about it. So we get a taxi all the way to her house, come back, get the keys, and we hit the road.
Wow.
Yeah.
How far behind did this put you?
A couple hours. It wasn't,
Which is remarkable considering someone unknowingly stole your keys. Right. That could have been never find this person again.
Right. Right.
So what was the MTV deal about? Was this just a general show they were doing?
It was
it a part
they were
of some
doing
other...
they were doing Hanging with MTV.
Okay.
Where it was a live show. They played 2 songs.
Okay.
And then there was a studio audience and everything like that. And
nice.
It was cool.
Did you get to go on that stage as part of the crew? Were you still teching them like a normal show, or did they have MTV people getting in your way?
No. What's cool about it is we're the front line, so the people come to say whatever you need.
Gotcha.
We're here for you.
Just like when the big shows have all these local people come in and help. They have their road crew. They're the bosses.
Right, which I thought was so awesome because I could just stand there on the drum riser and say, "Give me that kick drum, give me that snare, give me that hi hat." And
at any point, did you throw the word "bitches" in there?
No, no,
over there,
no.
Bring me that drum head, bitch. No, that's so absurd. But well, great. So the show goes off well. I mean,
it was great. Yeah,
awesome.
Yeah,
and then you guys were off on a tour of the entire country at that point.
Right.
Because you said it started
was an adventure in itself.
Started in LA. They were, by the time they bring you in the picture, they've worked their way to Maryland.
They've worked their way across the country.
And then now from Maryland and MTV.
They're working their way back.
Oh, so now all the way back to the West.
Right.
And that's your leg.
Yeah. That's my leg, which was...
How long did that take?
3 months.
3 months? Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just a different time. Now a strong run and obviously a cover casino band is what it is, but still, it's it was. We did a Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Yeah,
that was a long road trip.
Right. It was a solid run. I mean, maybe 2 at the most 3 days in between shows.
Now, every show that you did on that run was the same 3 bands.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So that's just like. Again, timeline, but me and Jeff went to see Tom Kiefer and Winger.
Mm-hmm.
We saw him at the Ryman, which is great. But and Karabi opened for
John
Karabi.
Yeah,
and it was just those threes bouncing. It was those 3 bands for the summer. They made a cool tour of it, and it was a fucking awesome show.
Yeah, it was. It was great.
Oh, that's right. You guys were there.
Yeah,
that's right. You were there. Yeah, with our friends Donna and Jimmy Falk.
Yeah.
Right.
And we ended up, that's right. Yeah. Not to sidebar it too much, but my good friend in Nashville hooked me and Jeff up. So we're in Nashville for it. You, Donna, and Jimmy are in Nashville for it. We ended up working it out where we were able to hang out for lunch and wait in the line together.
Yeah.
And then once we rolled in, we just kind of went our own ways. I never saw you again, but it was a fun time.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
It was.
Yeah. It was. And of course, it didn't take long for me, Kenny, and Jimmy to talk wrestling.
Oh, yeah.
That happened real quick. In the line, and 20 minutes later.
Yeah.
Did y'all see The Rock's comeback the other night?
Who? What?
The Rock?
No.
The Rock. Oh, I don't watch it. I'm YouTube past stuff. I'm a Jim Cornette listener.
Yeah.
That's my level. I don't watch any new stuff.
So
I don't either.
He's actually coming back to wrestle?
No, it was just a promo thing.
Oh, okay.
But the crowd went nuts.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Because it's been quite a few years since he's been there.
Yeah. It's The Rock, for him
he just stood there for like 5-6 minutes.
With one eyebrow raised.
And he's so much more built. I mean, even in his strongest wrestling years, it was The Rock. Obviously, he was jacked, but now
that's unreal.
He's like cartoon-like jacked.
Yeah.
And I would gather he'd be the first one to admit with some wrestling talk is he's obviously fit, but I bet he's not wrestling fit.
Yeah.
How long?
No,
he's going to have to
when he walked out, he definitely didn't look like he did in Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
But as far as if he was to have a match, he's going to be training his ass off because when's the last time he went end to end, rope to rope, and flat back bumps? Like he hasn't been doing that for years.
Right.
He's got to recallus his body.
Right.
I don't care how jacked he is now.
Big difference in the muscular part of it and the cardio part of it.
Right. And the running around, flying off the top rope and stuff. But,
He put the people's elbow on one guy, and that was about it.
And you know what? And that is such a stupid closer. I'm sorry.
I agree.
It's absurd.
That was the weakest part of his whole.
It's like, come on, man.
You throw him down, and then you stand over him for like 10 minutes,
and then you rip off the elbow pad,
right?
Throw it. So it kind of reminds me of the leg drop.
Yeah.
Hulk Hogan. Anyways, holy
we got really sidetracked.
Shut up, man.
I own that now twice. Okay.
All right. So
where the hell did we leave off?
Roxy Blue tour.
All right. Thank you.
Which did you go to the tour Roxy show at the Mud Island?
No.
That was part of the tour.
I did not.
Wildside opened, Roxy, then Tora.
Oh, wow. I did not make that.
So, yeah, Roxy tour. Imagine how many people does a bus sleep? 15?
Yeah.
Okay, imagine this. 2 bands, 9 band members, 2 drum techs, 2 guitar techs, Pugsley, which was stage manager, and then
Bruiser.
Road manager. No, but at that, it was just me and Pugs.
I was going to say, you can't forget Bruiser. Derrick just hit a doobie on the microphone. Sorry, everybody.
Y'all need a dumb button.
I turned my mic off, but your mic still catch me. Sorry.
Hot mic.
So, obviously, you had a lot of people on the bus.
19 people on this bus.
That's insane.
19, okay.
The road manager had the rear bedroom.
Yeah.
And then, of course, all the bunks were full, and then people sleeping on the couches. And then two people were designated to drive the truck. So that got switched off often.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Did you have just one bus driver the whole time?
Yeah. Yeah.
I know that feeling. And when they don't nap and sleep like they're supposed to.
Scares the hell out of
me. I was just thinking about that. How did he drive? There was a couple times where it was like a 3-day drive. He didn't stop.
I don't know how many times, and even before Jeff ended up joining the fold, that the bus driver would be up all day watching the show and not listening, not like cooperating and getting the rest they needed. And then later that night, I'm in my bunk and I hear rumble strips all night.
Yeah.
And it's fucking terrifying.
Right.
Because you think you're careening off the side of the highway every time that happens. It wakes you up in the middle of the night.
Dale was a pro. He went to the hotel during the show and only came back right as we were leaving.
Yeah. He was a pro.
Yeah.
I don't know how to work with. I've never worked with a pro driver before. I don't know. I'm just saying, man.
Did your driver make you housekeep the bus?
No,
ours did.
No.
We
were pretty good
on off days. We were the cleaning crew.
Well,
with 19 people.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I mean,
he made us clean that bus.
I can understand. Like the most I've had in our bus at that time was probably close to 12. Everything was filled up.
Yeah.
But 19. That's
and you're a little more responsible about keeping things cleaner,
right?
At the age we are now,
right?
Than they probably were back in
the 80s. Yeah, I'm sure it was.
Holy crap!
It was a boy. It was a boys' locker room.
Trip over Jack Daniels bottles trying to get to.
But tripping over each other, like not even tripping, shoulder to shoulder during the day must just suck. You know, because it's so tight, even with just 10 people in there. You know,
and then Todd and Sid would want to sit up all night writing songs.
Yeah.
So you hear the singing and guitar playing. Those of us who are trying to sleep. And then the ones designated to drive the truck, they had it the hardest because we've already been up all day.
Yeah.
Sound check, show, breakdown. Now we got to drive all night. We didn't go to sleep.
So 3 months of that.
Yeah.
Ooh. Wow.
Yeah. Well, we ended up in LA. I think we spent like 2 weeks in LA just chilling.
Yeah. Now, in moments like that, you at least got some hotel rooms.
Hopefully.
Oh
yeah.
Okay, good. Jeez.
There was a hotel, I forget the name of it, but it was like where all the musicians stayed at.
Yeah, that must have felt amazing to gain that space around you. And that must, after being weeks.
Yeah,
19 people on a tour bus.
It was
brutal,
insane.
Yeah,
but it worked out.
Yeah. So you hit the West Coast.
Mm-hmm.
You've done your leg. Where does it go from there?
Home.
Okay, you all fly back home.
No,
not that luxurious.
No, not me and Pugs. We drove the truck. Oh, I forgot Dale, sound engineer. He was on the tour. Dale Harrison. Big bushy, black hair. Anyway, he was on the tour as well. So it was me and Pugs. We drove from LA to Memphis nonstop in the truck. One would drive, and when it was time for fuel, whoever was not driving ran into the store, got snacks, whatever, while the other person was fueling, and then we'd switch drivers. And we, like 32 hours, I think it was.
Yeah, that's brutal, man.
Yeah.
Did you cut through Utah and
we got on 10.
And you made it all the way down to 10, went through Texas and into Mississippi and up, because I've done, maybe it's because it was coming from Colorado and sometimes Utah, but heading out west, from west to east, if anyone gets a chance to go through Utah, it's like you're on another planet. It's amazing. So, and you know what? Eventually I want to talk about the fact that you, this might be the best time.
Yeah.
Because you are a truck driver.
Right.
And have been for years, I take it.
For 13 years.
Okay. And you're a long haul.
Mm-hmm.
You're gone for 10,
2 weeks.
12 days and back for 2.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
Yeah. Kenny's wife is in the background. Boo. So I don't know if I want to let go of the tour stuff, but it's funny that because you're a truck driver now, does that have anything to do with your experience with them, or because you weren't driving a semi truck back then?
No,
right?
It was a 24-foot box truck. But
I think it's just interesting and fitting that the tour guy eventually becomes a long haul truck driver.
Yeah. I mean, I've basically been traveling all of my life.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right, because your childhood was all over the world.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why it was easier. I want to say it was easy for you, but maybe that's why you fell into that role, because it was probably a comfortable place for you to bounce around. It wasn't foreign to you.
No, it wasn't.
So going out on the road with a band wasn't like getting homesick.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you were innocent. Well, let's tie that in. The fact that you didn't even know who Kiss was really until you were a teenager, but now you're out with a bunch of degenerates on a tour bus. You know, musicians probably doing a lot of stuff, right? What was that like?
I'm not saying nothing about that.
Whoa, man! How can I pry that out of you? That sounds like there's a story.
So I have a question. So the times are changing. Video that was shot at Stage Stop.
Yeah,
were you're part of setting all that up and doing all that?
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
Yeah,
that's cool, because that was, I would argue, probably their biggest hit.
Yeah,
it was huge. It was a power ballad, and everybody knows in that day every popular band had to have their power ballad, and that one was fantastic. It was
became part of the formula.
Yep.
Yeah,
it was.
And then the Rob the Cradle video,
great video,
which I wish they would have released. Love's Got a Hold on Me first.
Yeah,
I think that would have gone over way better.
Yeah,
but anyway, that was the video shoot for that. That was interesting.
Okay.
Me and the crew drove around Memphis trying to find every milk crate we could to lift Scotty's drum riser up.
Okay.
And we ratchet strapped everything down and everything like that. And then Todd's dad owned a muffler shop. So he built a front piece out of muffler pipe.
Okay.
Which weighed like 1,000 pounds or so. So we mounted that on the front. So in the video, you see these lines, but it's just muffler pipe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'll look that video up and check it out.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I saw that.
Yeah.
Was duct tape involved in this?
Like you wouldn't believe.
Was gaff tape?
Gaff tape was a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that was like used sparingly because of how expensive it is.
So part hasn't changed.
No,
it's always been notoriously expensive.
Yeah.
Why? Why is that?
It's just the material it's made out of.
Okay.
It's just once it's laid down, it's down.
Yeah. But
water, anything will not lift it up.
Which I just love gaff tape. But anyways, want to talk wrestling?
No, we're gonna segue into another thing that Kenny and I have in common.
Yes, please.
Cars.
That's the word story time. Great. Thank you.
Talk about cars because Kenny has a Mustang.
Yeah. So let me do a little setup here. So Mustang lover, Kenny.
Yep.
And again,
Great Scott!
yesterday on the last day of September, 30, 31, I can never remember.
29, because today's the 30th.
Today's the first.
No, today's the first.
Yeah.
So it was the 30th.
All right. You were at a car show in Bartlett.
Yeah, it was the Bartlett Fall Festival for the School for the Deaf. They do a big fundraiser there. It's hosted by Mustangs of Memphis, and it's all donation based. And
I actually visited you, took some pictures. So I definitely want you two to dig deep on this. But while I have the pictures, by now probably swirling around as people are watching this, just give us an explanation of your Mustang, what it is, years, all the specs. You just talk cars, but right now let's just focus on your Mustang real quick. We don't have to go super detailed.
It's an 08 Bullet edition, Mustang GT Bullet edition.
They came in any color you wanted as long as it was green.
Yeah, dark Highland green or black.
Oh, did they come in black?
Yeah.
I was not aware.
Yes.
I learned something.
And then they made a red prototype.
Okay.
But that was it.
Cool.
It never went to sale. But anyway, so Ford decided to, in 01, to make a Bullet tribute for, the Steve McQueen Mustang. And then 8 years later, they did another one, 08, 09, which is the one I've got, which is, it's just the 4.6 liter, 281, single overhead cam GT, the Mustang, the regular GT has, but it's tuned. It's got a cold air intake, which boosts the horsepower up a little bit. And then it's got an tuned X pipe, which they say is supposed to sound like the 68 Mustang.
I hadn't heard that.
There was air quotes going there.
Yeah, air quotes. Well,
and then they made a 1920 edition as well.
Awesome.
But I inherited it from my uncle who passed away recently. And it spent its life underneath a carport. So it had all kinds of dirt, leaves, and stuff in the nooks and crannies and stuff.
Well, it looks beautiful now. You want to shout out to your detailer?
David Moore Mobile Detailing.
Okay.
Amazing job on that car.
Oh,
he spent 20 plus hours on that thing.
Really?
Getting the water stains out of it, out of the glass, out of the paint.
By now, the pictures have flushed through. Go back and look at that. That car is immaculate. It is just sparkles.
Yeah. He did an incredible job. So any of you people out there have a car that you want detailed, get in touch with him and he will hook you up.
Awesome.
So I'm going to throw an audible, Jeff.
Okay.
I'm going to make sort of like a game out of this.
Okay.
So you're a Corvette guy. Ish?
I'm a Mustang guy.
Well, that's right. You have one of each now.
Yeah, but you didn't know me back when I first got married. I've owned north of a dozen Mustangs.
Okay. I forgot. Remember you mentioning that, but totally forgot. And the fact that you have a Mustang. So, okay, let's keep it Mustangs because now I want you can either talk about your favorite or the one you own currently.
Well, my favorite would be something that's out of the realm of possibility for me financially. I can't.
Okay, so let's pretend.
The one that I own.
Let's pretend your wife gets 2 jobs,
or we win the lottery. Yeah. No, it would have to be a current like Shelby GT 500. Those are amazing cars.
You were next door to
the Dark Horse.
20.
There's a brand new 24 next to me.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
Okay, but now let's talk about what you got.
Yeah.
What do you have?
I've got a 90. They called them 7-Up Mustangs. There was some kind of a promotion that was done between Ford and 7-Up for the NCAA basketball finals.
Yeah.
That year or the year before or something. So there was a limited run of these green Mustangs with a white convertible top and a white interior. Some were automatic, some were 5 speeds. I've got a 5-speed.
Nice.
Did you see the picture I sent you yesterday? A guy pulled up in a 7-Up edition.
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
You sent it. Where'd you send it to me?
To your phone.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I've slacked. I'll look.
All right.
Well, that's cool.
But his was automatic.
Okay.
And it didn't look anywhere near as good as yours.
Well, there's one on.
That's the comment. I want, or you guys can promo on each other and talk shit too about how your Mustang's better than the other. But I'm going to let you now. You guys go for it.
No,
you guys have the
first thing I was going to do. I was going to compliment Kenny because he asked us if he could take our sign for the podcast to this car show, and he put it on a little stand in front of his car, which was super cool of you to do.
Absolutely.
And
cue the pictures
on Facebook. Ricky Chandler just responded. He said, "Hey Jeff, I was there. Great car show. Tell your friend that I looked at his car. The rhythm section sign was kicked over, so I set it back up. I thought the Mustang was yours at first. See you soon."
Yeah,
so,
I need some gaff tape for to keep that sign.
So whoever kicked our sign over,
it was either
Derrick said he's going to kick your ass.
I know a couple people they would walk up and look into the engine and then kick it. Sorry.
So if anyone isn't watching,
it was probably Jimmy Fulp, and he was acting like it was an accident, but he was really kicking it over.
So that sign was made for my studio's ribbon cutting. And for anyone that's not watching, to give you a visual, look at the cover art for the podcast on iTunes or Spotify, whatever you're listening on. And well, actually, you know what? By the time people are listening to this, it's not the cover art anymore. But the old school one was you had me and Jeff, our big faces, like the Mount Rushmore level size. That is the sign that I let you use. You know, so it's our so faces.
Yeah.
And do you have more shows?
Yeah.
Keep it. Keep it. It's yours.
Yeah. Thank you. Cool. Yeah. Thank you.
And we'll sign it later.
Actually, get in touch with David Moore and see if he'll just paint that on the hood of your car.
No.
Yeah. Where's your commitment? You are wearing our hat. We love it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. I love this fitted cap. I mean, it's
but you haven't been an awesome supporter of us too.
Yeah.
Really badass. And we do appreciate you. For sure.
Yeah, so, that car, the only stickers or anything that thing is going to get is the Mustangs of Memphis sticker.
I understand.
I mean, it's.
Do you want to talk about that group? Have you ever joined a group, Jeff? What group are you part of?
Mustangs of Memphis. There's also Mustangs of Mid-South.
Yeah.
There's a Mustangs of America.
Well, there are tons of Mustangs.
Countless.
Yeah.
Countless.
I don't know. You can argue, is Mustang America's car or is Corvette America's car? I mean, they've both been around for so long. But the Mustang was the first pony car out.
Yeah.
64 and a half, am I right?
Yep. Corvette came in 54.
That's right. Corvette was earlier.
Yeah.
Camaro came after.
Yeah, Camaro came later. Yeah.
Yeah, the Corvette's been around for
there was a 63 split window there yesterday.
Oh Lord.
Explain to everyone Shelby, what that means beside being Memphis County, but there's a history. I've watched some documentaries, but I can still learn more about it. This dude,
Carroll Shelby
jumps in, and then where's that go? And what kind of series? Talk about Shelby.
What was the movie that was made that had Christian Bale in it?
Ford versus Ferrari.
Yeah, Ford versus Ferrari. You should watch that.
I think I've seen that one.
Great movie about Carroll Shelby and his just how he got involved in the entire car world and what he was responsible for so much innovation.
But let's talk about that Mustang though. Like, what do you know about that series of Mustangs?
Well, didn't Lee Iacocca come up with the Mustang?
I'm not sure, man. Now we're getting into this so deep. I'm not familiar with it. But Carroll Shelby definitely had a hand in designing a certain Mustang that Ford. It's just every year they put out a Shelby, either GT 500 or GT 350, and they're different from the standard Mustang you can buy.
Yeah, they have more muscle,
a lot more power, supercharged. Or when it comes to the GT 350, it was a naturally aspirated, but it's got a flat plane crank, which gives it that. See, you asked me to get into this. So
I love it. You are a savant.
I love cars, man.
And I know this because
your brain just went right to a meadow.
You're a savant because I know the other end of that spectrum where Jeff was like, dude, what? And then you bring up cars.
Well,
because there was a little car show on the square here a while back.
Oh yeah, Derrick and I are walking
and
around.
me and Jeff are here recording, and we just walk over there, and
it's
every car. Jeff's like carburetor, the certain kind of brakes it had, the fucking blinkers. Like it's just like he knew every little thing about each car. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's kind of like a little impromptu meet. You know,
I tried to show Derrick the blinker fluid reservoir, and he actually believed it.
See, look at that. That's awesome. It's awesome.
Oh man.
Okay.
If he could only play drums as well as he knows that.
That will never happen.
Well,
so
what do we want to move to now?
That's what I was going to say. It looks like we
want to go back to the music stuff. Or?
Tell us the story.
Kenny's like, could we please talk about music? It's a music podcast.
Whatever story.
Highlight of the tour.
Yeah,
beautiful.
Let's do it.
Let's go.
We did a show at the Troubadour, and I met Tommy Lee.
There
no
we go.
kidding.
Now we're off to a start.
Yeah.
I thought we were going to talk about Todd's assless chaps.
No.
I remember those.
Oh, yeah.
And I was frustrated because we loaded the truck after the show, and I was like, all right, I'm meeting Tommy Lee. And then Pugs was like, no, we got to take the truck back to the hotel. Like,
right.
Come on. He's like, it's just 5 minutes away. It won't kill you.
Yeah.
So we drive the truck. We come back, and Scotty's like, you ready? I'm like, yeah. And he taps Tommy on the shoulder. And he turns around, and I'm like, yes. Yeah. And that was it. I mean,
did you actually get any words out? Could you speak?
No. He's like, nice to fucking meet you. I was like, oh, you have no idea. But yeah, there were a lot of people there that show. I think Nikki was there, Nikki Sixx, Eric Singer was there.
Cool.
Saw Ozzy drive by.
Nice.
As we were unloading the
truck. They let him drive?
No, he was in passenger seat.
I was going to say.
But I just turned around to look at a car coming, and it was like, that's Ozzy. You know?
Yeah.
It was most awesome.
It was great.
I had a conversation with John Roth not too long ago when I ran into him, and John was super kind enough to get me backstage to meet Winger years ago. And it's funny how you always, and I told John this, I was like, you meet because Rod Morgenstein was there, and you meet your drumming idol, and you always have this thought in your mind of the things you're going to say and how cool it would be. And as soon as I see Rod Morgenstein, I'm like, you remember that one time, Rod? You just say stupid shit.
You did that for John Patterson too.
Yeah, John Patterson now is he's easy.
You should have seen how excited Jeff
I
was the day
it.
that John was coming to the studio. I had to tell him to put his shirt back on.
I love me some John Patterson. He knows it. It's a full-on bromance.
So how do things kind of, end up to, family and then truck driving? Like when the party ends, right?
When did you meet? Because
this is a cool story.
The first time that I met her was at a Tora Tora concert.
Yeah.
It was at Minglewood. This has been 10 years ago. It's been a while.
Mm-hmm.
And I hadn't seen you since the 80s.
Right.
And you guys are there, and we run into each other, and I had to actually look at you 3 times to realize who you were.
That was a cool moment.
It had been a long time, and so we reacquainted.
Which one was starstruck?
Oh,
I think he was.
Kenny loves me.
So, okay.
So, do you guys know Rick Shelton?
Don't think so.
Dust for Life.
No.
Okay, well, I know who that is.
Mother Station.
Okay.
You know the band Mother Station?
Mm-hmm.
He was a drummer for them.
Okay.
Anyway, longtime friend.
Right.
Anyway, Tina and his wife Dina worked together.
Okay.
So Dina brings her car to the tire store I was working at.
Right.
This was 97. And she came and picked her up. And when she came back to get her car, I asked Dina, I said, who was that? And it was just this gorgeous redhead in a Mustang.
Oh, the Mustang. Whoa. The Mustang sealed the whole deal.
That's it. And hers was a V6. Anyway, I won't hold that against her. But I got her phone number, called her, went on a double date.
Right.
And we've been together ever since.
Awesome. How long you guys been married? I'm going to get you in trouble if you can't answer this question.
You married?
You are in trouble.
We've been together 25 years.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the best answer.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's the way to go.
Good answer.
Because regardless of the paperwork,
Right.
I mean, it's 25 years.
Right.
Sure.
That's awesome. Good for you.
Yeah.
You want to get on the mic and tell your side of the story? So,
Yeah,
well,
97, I was working at a tire store. Before that, a brake supply warehouse.
Okay.
And before that, because things had cooled way down with Roxy.
Sure.
They were pretty much done. Sid left.
Yep.
They brought Wayne in to try. That didn't work out. So Roxy was pretty much done.
Right.
I did some shows with EMN.
Mm-hmm. Jim Phipps.
Jim Phipps.
Yeah.
And then I got the call from Jimmy Jameson.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude,
that's heavy hitting stuff.
Yeah.
man, this is going to be a long one
Yeah.
because
Now we got.
let's stop right there.
Yeah.
We got to tell some stories from this, please.
Yeah. Pugs and Dale were working with Jimmy. They said, hey, we need another guy. I was like, okay, sure.
Shit. Yeah.
And this lineup was Bill Marshall on drums, Hal Butler, who was always with Jimmy,
Yep.
Hal McCormick,
Yep.
and the great Jeff Adams.
I'm so glad you brought this up, dude. Hell yeah,
Yeah.
let's talk this shit.
This is awesome.
What year is this?
This was
Just,
95, 96.
What's the state of the music scene here at 96?
Not good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That wasn't good.
Not good.
How's
I was listening to country music. That ought to answer your question.
yeah. But how, and you were having kids at this point, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, this was when, like Soundgarden, Alice in Chains, Pearl Jam, they were all the kings.
what was the status of Jameson at that time? Is he still kind of, because of his hits, able to do some
that's
good
basically,
tours?
he did festivals and stuff like that.
Right.
But that was getting to see him sing those songs every night was
Oh, yeah.
incredible.
So how busy was it?
He never had a bad crowd.
Yeah, but as far as touring schedules,
Oh,
What
it
was-
wasn't busy at all. Maybe a show or two a week.
gotcha.
Yeah.
In and out,
Yeah.
Yeah.
In and out. We'd get on a
which
bus.
is great. It's a nice balance.
And we'd get on a bus. We went as far as Seattle for a show
Right.
or as Maine
Now, were
for
you
a show, one show.
Back and
Not
forth.
anything in between.
Yeah.
We just drove straight to Maine or Seattle.
Sounds familiar with Derek Joseph. We
Were
used to do
you-
that stuff?
specifically taking for Bill? Or
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So
Yeah.
what connected you to drums? Because now for both bands, you're the drum tech. How does that happen?
I guess I just gravitated to the drums.
Like it just happened.
It just,
Mhm.
Yeah.
never learned to play a lick.
But you're setting the
I mean, I
drums
could do a
up.
sound check,
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I was
And you just had their specs and their placement. And did you have the rugs with tape to mark spots? I mean, because I'm sure they want their kit the same way each time. So you have to learn
right.
their specific setup.
Yeah, it
What
would
is that like?
take me a minute or two to get the setup, but after
Uh-huh.
that, I could just
Yeah.
do it blindfolded.
Yeah. Were you in charge of changing heads?
Yep, everything to where all Bill, Scotty, or Jim or whoever.
Are you on the side with a snare if they blow on
Yep.
and that type of stuff?
Yep,
There's that great video with Todd Suckerman.
Oh, yeah. Have you seen that video where
I did it faster.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. No,
That's
there
such a
was
great
one
video.
night during the breakdown of Squeeze Box
Yeah.
where Scotty's just he's
Right.
hitting the ride and going around the toms, and he broke his snare head. And in between that breakdown, I was able to get it out and put the new one in right before he went. And I was like, we both looked at each other and went,
That's great. Yeah. When it all comes together like that, that's why you're there.
yeah.
Like, when it just falls into place, it's something to be really proud of.
Yeah, that's awesome. So how long are you with this crew?
Jimmy?
With Jimmy, it wasn't long, maybe a year.
Okay.
Yeah.
And just a year of solid, just weekly work,
Yeah.
weekend stuff, one-offs.
One-offs, pretty much one-offs.
Busy summer, probably
Right,
because of
yeah.
festivals, slower winter type stuff.
Yeah. He did a lot of stuff like Starship would do.
Yeah.
Loverboy,
Uh-huh.
go to these festivals.
I never got to meet Jimmy. I always looked up to him musically. He's such a phenomenal singer.
Yeah.
I mean, tell us what he was like. I mean, I've never heard a bad word spoken about the guy.
I have a fun Pete Mondello story. We have that. Let's hear one from you first.
Yeah.
What can you say about?
Yeah.
It just
Legendary.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
I remember I took Sebastian, our son, to the airport one day just to watch planes take off and everything like that. And he was getting ready to get on a flight.
Oh, okay.
So I went over and introduced my son to him, and I said, "This is a famous musician." And Jimmy's like, "Stop. Stop."
Right.
You know,
just humble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was, I mean, just seeing him like high on you, and the search is over. I mean, there was a wedding proposal every show.
Yeah.
For Search is Over. This is,
And this is, Vital Signs is just legendary.
Yeah.
You know,
and when Hal would break into the riff for Eye of the Tiger, just the place went nuts.
I bet.
Yeah.
How special a story, bro? Because you show up wide-eyed, decide to jump into the band world and become a hand to show up and help these guys. And it landed you to major touring acts. There's probably more that we're not getting to, but you know what I'm saying? So far, the story we're getting from you really shows a really awesome span, like an era for you.
Yeah.
And to go from the Stairwell and Rascals, dragging up a Ampeg 810 cab, to doing these awesome things, right? So
Todd, wherever we played, it was always an arena show.
Right.
So Rascals, we would always bring up twin 810 cabinets, twin Marshall stacks, and
buddy,
Scotty's full kit. And
I talked about a Pete Mondello story, so I don't want to leave people hanging because I think people want to hear a story. But from Pete, the late great,
rest in peace,
God,
Pete.
Yes, rest in peace. God bless you. And me and Jeff were very fortunate to have him in this studio. Just several months before his passing, you know.
Yep.
And he tells a great story about when he auditioned.
Yeah.
Or maybe he got the gig. It was the first rehearsal. Or it was audition.
I think it was an audition.
It was, yeah.
And so please, I'm telling this story wrong. Correct me. But he's nervous, as you would imagine. And Jimmy Jamison walks in, super cool, and he requested a slow song. And Pete talks about how he was all nervous and he was tense, but now he's going to start with a slow song. But it was like, okay, we're good to go. And then Jimmy Jamison sang the whole song with the Popeye voice.
Right.
And just instantly just lightened the mood.
Right.
Made it known that, hey, this is a relaxed place.
Yeah.
Go for it. Gets the gig. Now he's touring toured, had his time.
Right.
But,
yeah,
he shared that fun story with us. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah. I miss that guy.
Yeah, because you must have worked with him, right?
Yeah.
Quite a bit.
Yeah.
So
with
he means Jimmy. He doesn't mean Pete.
Jimmy, yeah.
Yeah, he
means Pete too. Pete,
but
Pete as well.
Have you ever teched for Pete?
No.
Let me ask you that.
I never got the privilege to.
Yeah.
Because bands like that, they're like, I'll just do it myself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, cool, man.
Yeah.
Shit. Well,
I don't do it for money. I just love to do it,
This is the point where we wrap it up, or we're turning this into a Joe Rogan episode. Because I'm enjoying these stories from you.
Oh, yeah.
And this audio only vibe definitely lends to more relaxation. I'm liking it. So I enjoy the stories, but now in this chill mode, it's like it'd be easy to go another hour.
Right.
Yeah.
So maybe these episodes from time to time will be longer than others. I don't know.
It could happen.
Hey,
So is there anything else we're missing? What comes up? What comes after Jimmy Jamison? Anything?
Pretty much nothing.
Is this by now? Are you starting a family? And
yeah,
things get family busy.
Right.
Yeah, and then you jump into truck driving.
Yeah, I started that I think in 2008. I got my CDL, and it's been
and ever since
18 speed ever since.
2 weeks out.
Yep.
2 days back.
Yep.
All of those years with that schedule.
Pretty much.
Wow. Yeah.
There was times I used to work for a temporary power and climate control company.
Okay.
Where like golf tournaments, sporting events, stuff like that. People would bring in generators and stuff like that. And then I worked for a tent company after that. And those couple of times I was gone, 3 months when I was in Yuma. They sent me to Yuma for a military job.
Wow.
I was there for Christmas, New Year's. Then, it was like 3 months of babysitting this tent city for the military.
Wow.
But other than that, it's just been 2 weeks out.
Mm-hmm. Someone's handing you a note.
Oh,
wifey.
She's talking about our son, Sebastian.
We want to talk about your kid, right?
We should have talked about it earlier when we were talking about cars, but we share a car connection. He's got a 2011 WRX Subaru.
Okay.
How old is he? I met him.
Yeah, you met him.
Oh, my God. Yes.
Yeah.
Just yesterday.
And we went out one day. He was wanting a car. He was wanting his own car. So we went out, just did different dealerships, and then we ended up at City Auto off of Covington Pike. And that WRX was sitting there. He goes, "That's it, Dad. That's what I want." I went, "Okay,
have it."
So he bought it with his own money, which, speaking of that, I'm so proud of him as far as his work ethic and everything like that.
Right.
It blows me away. I'm like, this is the kid we couldn't get up to go to school in the morning. Where did this come from? But he's done so much to that car in just a year that he's had it. New wheels and tires, coilovers, a bunch of stuff that he's done to it.
Well, I'm all about American-made muscle, but I would love to go for a ride in the WRX because I've heard they're amazing cars.
He does autocross in it for the SCCA.
Yeah,
he does autocross in it.
Cool.
Well, Kenny Francis, thanks for doing this. It dawned on me, as much as I want to keep this going. Yeah, we got Chris Craig coming up here in 10 minutes.
Yeah,
he's going to be walking up into the studio.
Much more entertaining person to talk to.
Tease Chris Craig.
Yeah.
Part of season number 2. Everybody.
That's another guy I would have loved to have tech for.
Yeah.
I don't know what order these are coming out in, but if it's not out yet, it's coming.
Yeah.
Dude, again, this
guys,
is great.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for coming.
This was so cool.
And we're gonna do more fun, off the wall recordings, where we can have multiple people on and tell stories.
Yeah, wait till he tells you this stuff.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That's right. So, thank you. I never think to tell you. I got a neat idea. I got to share with you, sir.
Okay.
Later.
I'm always the last to know
because I don't want it on social media. That's why. All right, let's go. Let's do it, Jeff.
Thank you, audience, for listening. We can't do it without you. We appreciate each and every one of you guys.
Is that my cue?
That's your cue.
Thanks, Jeff.
Thank the sponsors.
Well, I was preoccupied. I was fixing to ask you where you left off.
Okay.
Thank you to all of our sponsors. We do appreciate you. Because of that, we can deliver this content. It's just that simple.
Yep.
And then you have something to engage with, like you do, and it's just a beautiful relationship to have all of that. Go to the Rhythm Section Pod.com for everything podcast.
Yep.
And there should be, hopefully by now, a link for our Instagram.
Yeah.
So let me talk about Instagram.
Absolutely.
As we record this, I've already posted a couple pictures of our interviews that we had.
Right.
Back with Troy Isom,
right,
Darren Lee, and Seth Kirkendall.
Yeah.
But video clips, that's going to be part of the new world. So we have Instagram and Facebook.
And you're working on our OnlyFans, I think.
Maybe. That might be season 3. Talk about our merch, brother.
Yeah, 131 West Commerce. Check out, we've got T-shirts, tumblers, mugs. I think there are still hats. We got hats there.
Yeah, we have everything with stickers, all that stuff.
Boba cream. So when you're there, get you a nice boba tea.
131 West Commerce, and then hey, go out and see a band.
Yep.
Like we just a few nights ago, the 3 of us were at Fevertree and Fast Mothers at Neil's, and it was a great vibe, great energy. So go see a cover band, but hey, support those original bands too, because it really is a different feel and vibe, and it's exciting. So, all right, y'all, thanks again.
Yep.
Kenny Francis,
thanks for coming, bro. Again so much, guys.
We will do this again someday, sir.
See ya.
All right.